to very high luxury with Orient Express and Marvel. So that's what I would like to share with you today, which gives you a business perspective of what we see happening in this industry. So the theme is obviously the one that we live every day, which is the volatility and the changing elements of the world in which we live. There is a sentence that the US Army is always using to describe this world. It's called VUCA, volatile, unpredictable, and ambiguous type of world. And this is the world in which we live. This is not good for tourism, right? Tourism needs consistency. Tourism needs to be able to predict where the flow of people, where the flow of money are going, and this is not the world into which we live. So, what are the consequences of this VUCA environment to the tourism industry that we are all involved in? The first thing which I think matters is that we have strategies, right? And we should not get influenced by the daily variation, iteration of anything happening in our world. There are a few strategies which are the long-term strategy, whether they are private or whether they are public strategy, and you need to stick to that. In our world, we call it stability. Stability and agility, and it's definitely not an easy thing to do. The other thing that we've been really seeing over the last couple of months is two elements in the business. One is segment, and we see in a world where the economies are in fact not doing so well because of the protectionism and the barriers that have been built. We see in fact the people willing to consume more and more on premium and upscale. And that could be counterintuitive, but this is what's happening. That's the first thing. I'll give you one data point. If you look at the US market, which is the largest hospitality market in the world, for the last 9 months, the premium and the upscale have been growing. For the last 9 months, the economy has been dropping. So that's one element which is changing and probably will not change in the coming future. The other thing that we see and that we live, and was described by some of the presenters before me, is the center of gravity of the world is moving eastwards. Right? Eastwards means Asia, but it is also true within Europe. If you just look at where we do business, right? We do much more business in CIS, Eastern countries, Central Europe, than we do in Western countries. So again, this is something which has to do with the rebalancing of influence, the rebalancing of power, and where the money sits. And again, this is something which will not change. So these are like two, I would say, short-term changes in the macro trend, the macro secular trend of the hotel business that we've been experiencing. But there are a few things that don't change. With the description that I made, you would think that business should be very difficult. In reality, if you look at the financials of most of the hotel operators over H1, the first part of the year, they are very good. They've been making very good profit. They've been very healthy. And here again, we are back to something that people who spoke before me have been alluding to, which is the incredible resilience of this industry. Incredible resilience of this industry. We forget quickly, but during COVID time, many people were saying, there won't be any more business travel, people will stay home, there will be all kinds of staycation, all kinds of things that will be fundamental change at which people consume. And this is not what happened. So what you see in story, which is an industry that has been growing from 300 million visitors in the 80s to 1.5 billion today at a record level, right? This is not going to change in the future. Why is that? Because there are a few fundamentals that are, in fact, very strong and will push that industry for the next decades to continue to grow. I was talking to you about the shift to premium luxury. What really drives this industry is the mid-scale. Why is that? Because the mid-scale is, in fact, where people start to get enough money in order to be able to travel and to see other things in the world, right? And that mid-scale population in the world is projected to grow by about 1.3 billion between now and 2030. And the thrust is going to be there, and it's going to be the one that is basically the demographic is going to push, in fact, the business forward. I think the other thing that is clearly happening here is that many countries, many governments have done the right investment in terms of building the infrastructure. Because to travel, you need infrastructure.